Welcome to our exploration of how trade influences global markets. Trade is the exchange of goods and services between countries, and it plays a crucial role in shaping economies worldwide. By connecting nations, trade allows for the flow of resources, ideas, and innovations. In this video, we'll break down the mechanisms of trade, examine its effects on markets, and discuss why understanding these impacts is essential for businesses, governments, and individuals alike. Let's begin by setting the stage for how trade operates and why it matters in today's interconnected world. Global trade refers to the buying and selling of goods and services across international borders. This process enables countries to access products they do not produce themselves and to sell their own specialties to others. The expansion of global trade has been driven by advances in technology, transportation, and communication. As a result, markets have become more interconnected, and economic activities are no longer confined to national boundaries. Understanding global trade is the first step in grasping its impact on worldwide markets. Trade is a powerful engine for economic growth. When countries engage in trade, they can specialize in producing goods where they have an advantage, leading to increased efficiency and productivity. This specialization boosts incomes, creates jobs, and raises living standards. Moreover, trade encourages competition, which drives innovation and lowers prices for consumers. By opening up markets, trade helps economies grow faster and become more resilient to shocks. Global trade connects markets in ways that were unimaginable decades ago. A change in demand or supply in one country can ripple through the entire world. For example, a shortage of a commodity in one region can lead to price increases elsewhere. This interconnection means that local events often have global consequences. Understanding these links is vital for predicting market trends and making informed decisions. Trade agreements are formal arrangements between countries that set the rules for exchanging goods and services. These agreements can lower tariffs, remove barriers, and create opportunities for businesses to expand internationally. Examples include the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, and the European Union's Single Market. Trade agreements help ensure smoother transactions and foster economic cooperation among nations. Tariffs are taxes imposed on imported goods, while trade barriers include quotas and regulations that restrict the flow of products. These measures can protect domestic industries but often lead to higher prices and reduced choices for consumers. When countries impose tariffs, it can trigger trade disputes and impact global supply chains. Understanding tariffs and barriers is key to analyzing how trade shapes market dynamics. Modern supply chains are complex networks that span multiple countries. Trade enables companies to source materials and components from around the world, assemble products in different locations, and deliver them to global markets. Disruptions in one part of the supply chain, such as natural disasters or political conflicts, can affect production and prices everywhere. Efficient supply chains are essential for maintaining market stability. Trade encourages innovation by exposing businesses to new ideas, technologies, and competition. When companies compete in global markets, they must constantly improve their products and processes to stay ahead. This drive for innovation leads to better goods and services, benefiting consumers worldwide. Trade also facilitates the transfer of knowledge and expertise across borders, accelerating technological progress. Trade expands the range of products available to consumers and often lowers prices by increasing competition. Shoppers can enjoy goods from around the world, from electronics to food. However, trade can also lead to rapid changes in prices and availability, especially during disruptions. Understanding how trade affects consumers helps explain shifts in demand and purchasing habits. Trade creates jobs by opening up new markets and encouraging investment. Industries that export goods often grow faster and hire more workers. However, trade can also lead to job losses in sectors that face increased competition from imports. Balancing these effects is a challenge for policymakers, who must consider both the benefits and risks of trade for employment. While trade can boost overall economic growth, it may also widen income gaps within and between countries. Some regions and industries benefit more than others, leading to disparities in wealth and opportunity. Addressing income inequality requires targeted policies such as education and training programs to help workers adapt to changing market conditions. Trade offers developing countries opportunities to grow their economies, access new technologies, and improve living standards. By participating in global markets, these nations can attract investment and create jobs. However, challenges such as limited infrastructure and unequal bargaining power can hinder progress. Supporting fair trade practices is essential for inclusive development. Trade can have significant environmental consequences. Increased production and transportation may lead to pollution and resource depletion. On the other hand, trade can also promote the spread of eco-friendly technologies and practices. Balancing economic growth with environmental protection is a major challenge for global markets. Trade can strengthen political ties between countries by fostering cooperation and mutual interests. However, it can also lead to tensions when disputes arise over tariffs, regulations, or market access. Political relations often influence trade policies, which in turn affect global markets. Understanding these dynamics is important for anticipating changes in the international landscape. Trade wars occur when countries impose tariffs or other barriers in retaliation against each other. These conflicts can disrupt global supply chains, raise prices, and slow economic growth. Trade wars often stem from disagreements over market access, intellectual property, or unfair practices. Resolving these disputes is essential for restoring stability to global markets. Currency exchange rates play a vital role in trade. When a country's currency is strong, its exports become more expensive while imports are cheaper. Conversely, a weak currency makes exports more competitive but raises the cost of imports. Fluctuations in exchange rates can impact trade flows and market stability. Technology has revolutionized global trade by making communication and transportation faster and more efficient. Online platforms allow businesses to reach customers worldwide, while advanced logistics streamline supply chains. Technology also enables better tracking and management of goods, reducing costs and improving reliability. Trade is not just about goods and services, it also facilitates cultural exchange. As products and ideas move across borders, people are exposed to new customs, traditions, and ways of thinking. This cultural interaction enriches societies and promotes understanding among nations. Global trade can contribute to market volatility. Sudden changes in supply, demand, or regulations can cause prices to fluctuate rapidly. Events such as natural disasters, political unrest, or pandemics can disrupt trade and create uncertainty. Managing volatility is a key challenge for businesses and investors. Trade attracts investment by opening up new opportunities for businesses. Foreign direct investment (FDI) flows into countries with favorable trade policies, boosting economic development. Investment in infrastructure, technology, and human capital strengthens markets and enhances competitiveness. Market access refers to the ability of businesses to sell goods and services in foreign countries. Trade agreements and policies determine how easily companies can enter new markets. Greater access means more opportunities for growth, but it also brings challenges such as competition and regulatory compliance. Businesses involved in global trade must manage risks such as currency fluctuations, political instability, and supply chain disruptions. Effective risk management strategies include diversification, insurance, and contingency planning. Understanding and mitigating risks is essential for maintaining market stability. Trade shapes market trends by influencing supply, demand, and consumer preferences. Emerging markets, technological advancements, and shifting demographics all affect trade patterns. Staying informed about these trends helps businesses anticipate changes and adapt their strategies. Governments regulate trade to protect consumers, ensure fair competition, and maintain market stability. Regulations may include safety standards, labeling requirements, and anti-dumping measures. Compliance with regulations is essential for businesses operating in global markets. Trade enables businesses to expand into new markets, reaching customers worldwide. Market expansion brings opportunities for growth, diversification, and increased revenue. However, it also requires careful planning, research, and adaptation to local conditions. Trade intensifies competition by allowing foreign businesses to enter domestic markets. Increased competition drives innovation, improves quality, and lowers prices. However, it can also challenge local industries, requiring them to adapt and improve to survive. Market integration occurs when countries harmonize their trade policies and regulations, creating larger and more efficient markets. Integration facilitates the free movement of goods, services, and capital, enhancing economic cooperation and growth. Market fragmentation occurs when trade barriers and regulations divide markets, limiting access and reducing efficiency. Fragmentation can hinder economic growth and create challenges for businesses seeking to expand internationally. Addressing fragmentation requires coordinated policies and cooperation. Forecasting market trends is essential for businesses involved in trade. By analyzing data on supply, demand, and economic indicators, companies can anticipate changes and make informed decisions. Accurate forecasting helps minimize risks and maximize opportunities in global markets. Summary: trade is a driving force behind the growth and evolution of global markets. It connects economies, fosters innovation, and creates opportunities for businesses and consumers. However, trade also brings challenges such as volatility, inequality, and environmental concerns. By understanding the impact of trade, stakeholders can make better decisions and contribute to a more stable and prosperous global economy. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the world of trade and its influence on markets worldwide.